if you don't have shared goals, it often makes you feel like you're in a marriage, but you're alone. Okay. And shared goals are so important. It's important that you take time out, that you sit with your spouse and you remember, what it is that you want to achieve in life together. And really go back to basics. Think about the reasons you got married. Think about what this person means to you. Take time to understand that person's world, their dreams, their goals, their ambitions, things that frighten them, things that make them happy, things that they want to achieve, maybe because of their childhood, because of things that they've, always aspired to have. And when you hear them, really respect them, really be in awe of your spouse wanting those things, because that is the key. If you have a spouse who doesn't understand your dreams and your hopes, what else is there? When a person sits with you and tries to understand your inner world, tries to understand, the intricacies of your ideas and your dreams and the purpose in which you do things, you start to feel a closeness to them that nobody else in the world has. And so this last point around creating, this shared meaning comes also then to the point of responsibility. Because now that you've had these shared goals, you talk about them, it could be, we want this for our children. We want this for ourselves in terms of the quality of our relationship. We want this in terms of our deen. We want to, buy a house together if that's your goal. We want to travel together. We want just at the end of the day to have meals together. Really listening to each other's goals, like your common goals, is then going to align to the responsibilities that you have to those goals. Because now that you're aware that, look, this is what my wife really desires. So, I was working with one couple and the thing that she really wanted was to be able to go for walks. And he just wasn't interested in that. And she felt so hurt by it. And then as they started to talk deeper, and for her it was the time, just the time that she got with him on her own, away from everything, away from distractions. That's what the walk meant to her. It wasn't just about the walk. And so when he was able to really grasp that, this means a lot to my wife, to be able to go out and to have that time with me. And it's so interesting. Why is it that as we get older and longer into our marriages, all of a sudden, the thing that we would have wanted at the beginning, which is to have time together, which is to do these walks or to have, dates and things like that, don't seem to appeal anymore. And I honestly think that a part of that is because we just get accustomed to one another. We become complacent. We think we know the person. We think, oh, well, we've heard this before and I know this about this person. And she's shared that story loads of times. And, oh, I know about his goals around his work or his, health, whatever it might be. And you start to just dismiss it. And the irony is that they might have what seems like the same dream, but it won't be the same thing because people don't remain the same. They grow and they develop and they evolve. And sometimes it might sound like the same dream, but it might not be fulfilled in the way that they wanted it. Or that it might be a long term. So yes, they might have had it when they were 20 and they might still have it when they're 40. And what's wrong with that? Why is it that we can't take the time to appreciate that that's their goal, that's their dream, that's who they are, that's what they value? And, when somebody gives us that time just to really, appreciate and hear and look to us and say, you know what, I hear you and I think that's a beautiful dream and I'm here to support you in whatever way I can to achieve that dream, to achieve that life. I want to be a part of that journey with you. I want to see it transpire. And to have that person with us is the most rewarding thing in the world. And I often wonder why couples lose that. And if you find, after watching this, that you might be in that position. Reignite it. Take the time to ask, what is it that you want from life? Like, if you could tell me, what do you love? What do you want to do? If there's something you could do, even if you can't do it right now, what would you love to do? Who are you? That's essentially what we're saying. Like, who are we? And that then leads on to then being responsible, because then now you've been handed something really precious. You've been handed the inner world. You know the inner world of this person. And imagine having that, being given that gift, and you take it. And then all of a sudden, when it comes to the practical part of it, the actions of, my wife loves those those walks, but I'm not going to go with her. So you know it, but you're not willing to go with her. You're not willing to help support that. And that's the responsibility that we're talking about.